Okay, guys, working with Lataif, right? So basically, we can take a look at what's going on in the body itself. Here you see the heart, and you see oxygenated blood as the red veins, and then the deoxygenated blood as the blue veins. Now, oxygenated blood goes away, it's pumped away from the heart to get into, the tips of your fingers, the top of your head, the tips of your toes, while the blood that is deoxygenated needs to come back up to the lungs, right? So it goes towards the heart. So one is like radiating away from the heart. The other one is radiating towards the heart. Important energies like this one down here, super important. And of course, the balance and the directions, super important. The balance here is like radiating right upwards here, but it's very hard to find, right? So what we do, instead of thinking blood coming towards the heart, blood going away from the heart, we think upwards, downwards. So look at the blue one here. And look at the red one. The red one is going down, and the blue one is going up. So blue, the sky is blue, goes up. The core of the earth is lava, is red, it's going down, okay? So those are the two directions. And even after it passes beyond the heart, and these things change, we don't really care about that. We still care about going up or going down. So we're building that line that is traveling together with balance, to the top of our head from the tailbone, or whatever you want to start. It starts a little bit above the tailbone if you follow the veins, but there's a ton of blood vessels in your butt cheeks too. I mean, think about that's why this energy is so important. This sexual energy, because it's deciding blood flow psychologically to that area, and so of course that's of interest to you. Of course, blood flow above the eyes. There's a ton of blood going into your eyes, and there's a ton of this one has to pump hard for this one to get all the way up here, and it has to pump hard from it to go all the way from your feet back up here. So there's a lot of power in both of these areas. And then people say, "Oh, it's so dangerous. Don't focus on the lower channel. It's unpleasant." It's digestion. It's feces, and if you focus on this area, you might see visions of that, and there's nothing unnatural about that, okay? But anyways, what happens here at the center? So the green things and the blue things and the red things, okay? So think of them as 6 trees surrounding a tree in the middle, right? And then you have the 2 blue trees that are going into the lungs because they want the oxygen, and then you have the green growths here. That's of course you breathing into your lungs. And then you have the red ones that come in from below. That's going that was like want to get out of the lungs and back out again, because now it has oxygen, right? So it's a transformative process of these 6 trees going to the tree in the middle and being pushed all around the body. So that's some details. I think that's very complicated. So we simplify it a little and we do it like this, okay? Blood. You can either, if you want to relax, you can focus on the blood coming down. And if you want more energy, you can focus on the blood coming up, right? Because we upwards feels more energetic. We feel more light. And then we might want to do more things. But of course, balance, right? If you try to keep balance while seated in meditation, and it's like, but don't, the heartbeat, the pulsating feeling, oh my God, it's so intense. And it's your balance cannot be, it's always being taken away from being perfect because of that gadunk, and also your breathing and your pulsating in the veins and all this stuff, You don't know how much that thing is rampaging before you completely relax, and then it's like, oh my God, this is very powerful. Anyways, so when you look at images of anatomy online, it's very good for you because it's building this. Because it's like looking at a image that is telling you that your heart should be on the right side, but your heart is actually on the left side. So look at anatomy. That's going to help you a lot. But also then anatomy, focus on the right side, and then correct to the left side, and try to get a sense of the middle. Try to get a sense of the middle. Now what is happening at the middle is that the veins go like this. And this is the veins, okay? Because the red oxygenated blood has to go down again. It also goes up, but it has to go down. So it's folding like that behind the heart. So that's something that's going on. Little tip, third eye. Everybody wants to open that stuff. So there's some energy here, and that energy comes up here. And usually what happens is that blood flow leaves the genitals and goes back into the breath, the face, and the lungs. Usually, look, it's, you know, do I have to say, just think about it, just think about it. Maybe there was an activity that involved imagination and sexual energy that made blood go down here, and then that activity abruptly ended. Like, it was just like, oh, it's over. And then the blood came up here and became very relaxed. Whatever that can be. Remember, all tantric practices that are about sexual energy and sex and stuff, that's just degenerate teachings. Absolutely not what I'm, you know, stop masturbating, guys. Stop masturbating. Shame on you. This is a good drawing, and it's good enough, right? So what's happening here is the person is aware of having eyes, even though their eyes are closed, and they're seeing that mess behind their eyes. And then they, it says here that they look towards their heart, and then they balance from there. Okay, that's not quite what I've learned, but it's important to do both. So if you haven't done this one before, try this, but also see where you naturally look, because if you've seen a lot of anatomy pictures, you might look to the other side, right? Instead of looking at your heart, you might look to the other side, and then you kind of like already have this point on the right side. So you of course want to do the opposite. You want to go to the heart from the right side. I automatically tend to look to the right side. I'm also a southpaw in boxing, so that might have something to do with it. And then call up here, from roof to call up, and then try to find sir. But what they're doing, basically try to follow it down to nafs like this, and then going back up again to akfa or khafi. So look at this. It's also used in yoga for granthis and stuff, but this position, this is the best one, okay? But this here first, okay? This is relax, okay? So maybe 1 minute here, 20 sec, relax, right? So that's what you should. That's the rainbow body. You can kind of guess, you know, where it is. You know, you can kind of see, like, okay, so I would go down here, and it's like, oh shit, that's the right side, yeah. It's here, yeah. And it's like, woo. And then it comes back up, woo, like this, woo, woo, and then we go back, yeah, like that, okay? So that's how you do it.